Next up, ladies and gentlemen, will be a speech by Dr. Pishet Durongkuero, who is the Minister of Digital Economy and Society, followed by Dr. Jane Grit Kanatarana, and then followed by Mr. Pontipa Tawinut. So next up is Dr. Pishet Durongkuero, Minister of Digital Economy and Society. Please welcome.
Thank you. I understand that it will be more convenient for me to speak English. Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be briefing you about the brand new project called Digital Park Thailand. But before I get into details, I have only about 10 slides. Let me highlight the fact that the government has been doing a lot in transforming Thailand, not only toward innovativeness, but also to deploy digital technology as much as we can, especially utilizing our competitive advantage. For example, I now name a few. For example, we are now launching a program called Digital Community Project. And this year alone, our ministry will install a broadband network for 24,700 villages this year alone. And coupled with another big project by the National Broadcasting and Telecommunication Commission, by the middle to the end of next year, we will have covered every single village in Thailand with broadband. Okay, for us, we will provide one free broadband Wi-Fi, one village, one free Wi-Fi. The rest is all business as usual. Okay. Now, the reason why we put in this scheme is because we want to utilize digital broadband for other purposes, which is more important than the digital highway. Number one, we will put in place electronic commerce so that villages at village level can for the first time engage themselves into e-marketplace. In Thailand, a lot of villages have good products to sell, but they don't know where or how. Okay, so we will install e-marketplace. We'll make sure that they get the money through e-payment. And we, under my ministry, we also run Thailand Postal Service. So we use the postal service for e-logistic engagement. Okay, so this is one good example of how fast things are moving in Thailand at the moment. Secondly, we are increasing our submarine cable. And here I think there's a lot of opportunity for Thailand and Hong Kong to work together in order to increase the bandwidth between the two, not only bilaterally, but we are looking beyond that, and that is to connect one belt, one road, as well as use Thailand as the gateway to connect to CLMVT. And you must have heard about CLMVT this morning. The idea is, you have belt, but you need a buckle. And Thailand can be your buckle, right? Expanding the rest of the belt toward the other ASEAN members and the rest, okay? And here we see a lot of opportunities because it's not only the supply of submarine cables as infrastructure, but it would imply a lot more business, a lot more information flow, and a lot more communications for productivity purpose and for new industry, new business. So this is the second one that I would like to highlight. And next Sunday, 5 ministers from Thailand would join the Beijing One Belt One Road conference. So that's how important this setting is. And I want to highlight the fact that Hong Kong and Thailand needs to look more on the strategic partnership rather than just trading partners. And to be strategic partners, I think we can do a lot more. Okay. Number three, let me highlight that last week our ministry just signed an MOU with the Shenzhen municipal government to collaborate on Internet of Things, to collaborate on smart cities, to collaborate on artificial intelligence. Okay. And I think both of us have something to offer to each other, and a delegation from Shenzhen would visit EEC, and we will visit Phuket Island sometime this year. And the reason is Phuket because it's our first smart city, and you know, apart from sun, sea, sand, it's also smart. So whichever you prefer. Last but not least, we also look at the human resource. And I personally, I used to be in university, so I understand very well how strong Hong Kong universities are. University of Hong Kong, Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, and so on. And to do all of these, we need to increase significantly the number of professionals, especially ICT, digital, hardware, software, and so on. So collaboration between universities, research institutes is also something that we look forward to. Okay. So the rest, let me just brief you using this 8 or 9 slides. This project, when I say digital community and reaching out to all villages, I'm talking about accessibility and to close the gap between central government or Bangkok and the rest of the remote areas, even those areas that are hard to get to. Okay. Digital Park Thailand is a more vertical project, and that is we want to create an ecosystem whereby innovation in digital technology, innovation in digital applications can take place in one place. And why do we need to do it spatially? We need to do it spatially because at the province of Chonburi, the district is called Sriracha, is where the biggest submarine cable landed. Okay, so this is ideal for digital research, digital development. All the bandwidth that you need will be there. Okay. Secondly, this ecosystem will be very conducive to a new generation of digital deployment, and that is not for the sake of developing technology, but to use digital technology for other industries. And that's why we located near the Lam Chabang and Map Taput area, where a lot of different industries are already there, especially the automotive industry. And we know that in the near future, such things like electric cars will bloom. And we want to make sure that we have the IoT facilities nearby so that they can merge the two excellence, and that is the automotive excellence and the digital excellence together. So that's one example that I can highlight to you. Secondly, when you look at the map closely, you see that Thailand and Hong Kong will make a lot of difference in terms of connectivity. Now, when we talk to the Chinese government, we make sure that we talk about two types of connectivity. One is the physical connectivity led by the rail system. That's underway. But the other one is digital connectivity. And there's nothing better than having a direct link between Thailand and Hong Kong as gateway to both CLMV and to both China as a whole. Today we are increasing our level of supplies on submarine cable. Of late, we have installed a big one starting from France down to the Middle East, Mediterranean, and down south to South Asia at Indian Ocean, and then landed at the southern part province called Satun province. It's already there. And in addition to that, we have made a land link. It's sort of like a digital land bridge from the Satun province to Songkhla province, so that we can hook up that piece of submarine cable from the left side to the right side, so that the connectivity from Thailand to Hong Kong will take place. It's already on now. So the meaning of this is that for the first time, we will have a shortest distance from Europe, Middle East, Thailand, Hong Kong, instead of having to travel down to the Malacca channel. Okay. They told me that it saved about 1,000 kilometers of submarine distance, which means that we have a higher speed because we don't have to travel a longer distance. So this is something that we think is suitable for Digital Park Thailand. We also think that that area used to be the satellite stations, huge satellite dishes. But technology has changed, so we will turn that satellite station into something else. For example, we make sure that this area will be the generator of smart cities throughout the Eastern Economic Corridor. Okay, so something like test beds can be there, so that new equipments, new platforms, new systems can be installed in other districts, other provinces within EEC. We have estimated that the digital park itself would generate a lot of economies, not only to itself, but also to many other industries. Something that's very close to digitization, for example, animation. We have now invited major companies to have a look at this digital park, some of which are Thai companies that are doing work for Disney, for Pixar, and so on. We also have a number of investment ready for creating a more digital workforce. Just a few days ago, we have submitted this project for the second time after the first green light. And this time they have endorsed this digital park into the investment zone. So now we can do proper roadshows because all the incentives will be in place, and to declare this area as an investment zone. We also look into a number of development centers criteria. Keep in mind that this place is not only for Thai companies. We would invite international companies, big and small, as well as startups to come together here. And it will include a lot of big data, automation, tech startups, satellite business, as well as intelligent platforms, and as I mentioned earlier, IoT and all the smart devices. We are going to get into an era of a lot of sensors, especially intelligent sensors, and this will be a place where all those nice sensors can be developed. Last but not least, the incentives have, I'm sure they have told you this morning, this is a place where it will enjoy the maximum privileges, not only for company investment, but also for the personal income tax for those classified as experts in digital area. And other incentives that we are seeking for this area is also a scheme on matching grant through the competitiveness fund. We will also deploy this place to experiment on new digital startup ventures. So there will be a lot of experiments and to test through the regulatory sandbox, for example. We also have a big program on e-government, which will have to deploy a lot of software and system arrangement, as well as the national single window and international data center, for instance. So the idea of linking innovation, connectivity, and human resources will be one in this single innovation. My last slide would highlight the fact that all the green lights have been gathered, and at the moment we are embarking on the detailed master plan, and this area will be led by the private sector. In this 200 to 300 acre piece of land, about 60 to 70% will be dedicated to private sector investment, private sector development centers. About 20% will be dedicated to university research, research centers and so on, both foreign and Thai together. And the rest, maybe about 10%, would be dedicated to lifestyle and living quarter, so that all these digital people can live happily. And then in parallel to the master plan, we will also carry out the roadshow. So I would assume that this afternoon is my first roadshow actually. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who are interested, the last page would provide you with the website, and you can ask for more details in the website.
Okay, now we'll open the floor to Q&A for Dr. Pichette because he has to leave soon. If anyone has any questions, please turn on your microphone, or if you don't have a microphone, please raise your hand. ตอนนี้นะครับก็เป็นช่วง Q&A ใครมีคำถามให้กับดร. พิเชษฐ์ก็ถามได้เลยนะครับ
Thank you very much for an excellent presentation. Good afternoon. George Lam from Macquarie team. We are very grateful for this opportunity to connect with your team, to know all the friends involved in the project. I think this is a great initiative. Your reference to Hong Kong and the prospects of working together, win-win, I really totally agree. I think now Hong Kong, in terms of the ICT infrastructure, the capacity is building up very quickly. I think within a short time, our total system, whether land-based fiber optic cables or submarine cable or satellite, we can handle simultaneously hundreds of millions of people, on high-density video. I think we're talking about huge capacity which can be used for the Belt and Road. And because of the one country, two system framework in Hong Kong, we are under British common law. So it's also a free port. So there's a lot of potential for big data with Thailand. So Thailand is a hub as well. So if we combine together, we can do a lot of big data business. And even on a digital Silk Road, we need IDCs, the internet data centers. In Hong Kong, we have a very strong infrastructure there. The power supply is very safe, for example, 99.9999%, so one of the safest in the world. If we combine that with Thailand as well, particularly with the EEC opportunity, that would be great, because most of the companies would love to have that resilience backup, and at least the dual hub setup is needed, and Thailand would be ideal because of the very close bonding between Hong Kong and Thailand, and also with China. So I think looking back when people set up the cable TVH, Thailand, Vietnam, Hong Kong. At that time, people talk about overcapacity, but now there's one thing for sure: we are producing data non-stop. The other competition will be garbage. Data will be much more valuable. So I think this is a tremendous opportunity to work together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me just briefly respond that we are now talking about terabytes, right? And I think it's not only bilateral terabytes, but it also terabytes in terms of consortium lines of submarine cable. So we can work a lot in that area. Secondly, on IDC, I think Thailand is still young on IDC. We have the private sector, there are about 6 private companies led by, no, there's a big one. No, okay, I cannot remember the name, but still a lot of opportunities. Before I came, we had a session with the Prime Minister on big data, and our ministry has been charged to work on the government big data, and that's huge because we have 20 ministries, more than 200 bureaus, and a lot of critical infrastructure big data, as well as security big data, for example. So a lot of things will happen this year and next year. Okay, and last but not least, I think it's not only the sea and the air connectivity. Now we are talking about digital connectivity, and if one recognizes that this is something that can be done very fast, faster than other means. But we need to look at it together as a package. Otherwise, it would have not much of power by itself. If you have the whole package, it will provide a lot more opportunities to do more, especially not only bilaterally, but especially toward other regions of the world. So I think this is a time to think strategically about this digital Silk Road. So thank you again.
Thank you very much. And I just quickly add to your points. Your Deputy Finance Minister visited Hong Kong for the Asia Finance Forum, AFF, a few months ago. And he visited the new economy, digital economy companies as well. I had the pleasure of being part of the team to receive him. And we saw a big opportunity for the 2,000 or so digital companies in Hong Kong to be connected into ASEAN region through Thailand. So I think Thailand is very big in your plan for digital economy. You even have a cabinet minister responsible for that. So I think this is a great opportunity to actually add all the entrepreneurs and all the new thinking to the hardware and the infrastructure we are building. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so another big round of applause to Dr. Vishen, Minister of Digital Economy and Society.